Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jack Long, the Mad Scientist, and today is Tuesday. That means it's time for another Technician's Tool Tip. So today we're going to be going through how to square dogs up on a double end tennoner. Takes a little bit of time to do this procedure because you're going to do one set of panels for every dog, but it's the best way that I found to do it, and it's most accurate and most repeatable. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so we're going to check these dogs for square. First thing I did was run two boards through on the same dog. You'll see I have two machine pins here, and those line up with the center lines of the dogs. Get back into the next one. See, there's the center line of the dog. Do that on both sides. And that way, when I take my boards, see I have the boards marked as a 0 and a 1. That's just purely for orientation, so I know which way it was ran through. But the pins, when I go to stand these boards up, the pins are in the same location as the dog. So if I have any deviation in this board, any blemishes or anything like that, a curvature in the cut line, then it becomes a null point. So what we do is we take those boards, we stand them up, they're book matched right now. So both my zeros, if I put underneath this one, you'll see there's my 0 on it. My 1 is over on this side. My other one is here, book match. That will double my error up to this side. So let me get those stood up, and then we'll take a look and see how close that number 1 dog is. Okay, so I've got those lined up. They're sitting down here in the pins. That's pretty close to the exact same location as what the dogs are going to pull through. When I go in here and I take a look at this joint right here, I got the bottoms are lined up, but as I continue going up to the top, I'll see that blemish is there. See where the offset is in the two edges as soon as it wants to focus. Right here, that is double my error. So as soon as I determine exactly what that quantity is, which is easy enough to do with a set of calipers, then I just need to go in and adjust my dogs as an offset to be able to get to that. So if I know the distance between this dog and this dog, I can measure off the bottom and come up with whatever that distance is, and it's probably going to be, in this area, about 4 inches or 6 inches or so off of it. Then that adjustment, whatever that measurement is right there, is exactly how much I need to offset my dogs. You do that until you're complete with all of them, and that's the easiest way to do it. Easiest and quickest. Okay, so one of my colleagues I had worked with in the past questioned why I use my pins here versus the way he does it, which is down on the basements of the machine. Now, this machine is fairly rigid, but the difference in philosophies is that I do not assume that this unit across here is true. It could be a little high, it could be a little low, and when we're getting in and we're doing very, very fine adjustments on these, this relationship has to be perfect. So if we have a little bit of a variance in there somewhere and you're doing this as book matched, and then it's going to show up and you go to making adjustments up here into the machine and your dogs, and you'll run around in circles because this is not straight. So to his defense, it works, but it's not as accurate as going up there, because what we've done up here is we're going in the exact same relationship as what the dogs are, and since we're sitting on pins, any blemishes that we have in our reference surface is nullified. It's just completely taken out of it. So we're getting an actual true reading of what's coming off of our dogs, assuming that we're not getting any movement in the beam. But we do make sure that the pressure beam on both sides, that they're accurate, they got the same amount of pressure on them, that everything in the machine is balanced. That's the trick to making a square board. If something happens over here, it has to happen over here. If you have one station that's over here that's doing something and there isn't one over here, that force that's applied to this side has to be compensated for. So on a double end machine, balance is everything. Okay? Hope that helps. Well, that's it for today, guys. It's a pretty simple job. Squaring the dogs up doesn't take any special tools. So I hope that helps you out and you find something useful in it. And as always, be safe out there, and let's go make a million.